Darian Fenton.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Well, we on this side of the House are enormously proud of our public education system. It has a wonderfully high standard that's recognised internationally, and it's something to be celebrated, not dumped on like this the national government is doing. We need to celebrate the fact that we have good teachers and staff in our schools, in our universities, in our early childhood centres, our institutions and universities. But one of the saddest things I've heard in the last couple of weeks was at a meeting of educationalists and teachers who told me, Mr. Speaker, that they are losing the passion for teaching because of the dumping that is going on from this government, the madness that has descended from this government that we've seen through most of the year. First of all, it was the class sizes debacle, and of course they thought the parents would notice because they were having a go at the teachers, and they thought that the parents would side with them on that. Well, of course, parents did notice, and they made a big fuss about it, and the government was forced to back down. And then we had league tables, and we've still got league tables, another part of the madness that's descended on the education system from this government. And now, thanks to a cup of tea and a pretty dirty deal, we've got the latest madness, which is charter schools, or am I supposed to call them partnership schools now? They're charter schools, which John Baggs Folly, which no one wants, no one needs, except the deluded members of the ACT Party. I was interested to go back and have a look at what happened and what the ACT Party said when they launched their policy. And it was the poor old Dr. Don Brash that launched it.
The old
hapless Don Brash that launched it, the policy for charter schools at a school that is in the area that I work as an MP in Browns Bay, the Corelli Performing Arts School. In a speech, he compared our education system to McDonald's. He compared it to McDonald's. He said, if the education system was the restaurant industry, these, and talking about private schools like Corelli, would be the specialist suburban eateries faithfully serving their unique local markets. The rest of the education system would be McDonald's, serving the same stuff consistently across every location. The head office, being the Ministry of Education, sets the menu, the performance standards, the exams, the decor, the bricks and mortar, the pay rates, which is the National Teacher Pay Scale, and the way customers are served, being the teaching style. And so what he was telling us in that speech, Mr. Speaker, is that 97% of kids who go to state schools deserve nothing more than McDonald's, and actually the 3% that go to private schools are going to get a lot better than that. They're telling my kids, who actually have masters and doctorates now, that because they went to state institutions, they've been let down. Well, actually, Mr. Speaker, the only thing that's let them down is the fact that there are no decent job opportunities for talented young people in New Zealand, and they've left, along with the landslide of other Kiwis that we're seeing heading to the other side of the world for better work and better wages, and they ain't coming home anytime soon. David Self, the principal of Corelli School of Arts, addressed the ACT Party conference before the last election, praising the setting up of the charter schools. There's a very close link between Corelli, so I thought I would tell the House a little bit about what's going on. They claim to be the only charter school in New Zealand, and they charge around $18,000 per year for senior students, $18,000 per year. Now, and it's in Browns Bay too. It's not boarding, it's for performing arts. In Browns Bay, so it's not in South Auckland or Christchurch where the poorer kids are, like X says it wants to be. But the interesting thing about Corelli is they're now taking a large number of their own parents to court. They're taking them to court for allegedly breaking their scholarships. Now, these kids the kids are leaving and they're getting sued. The parents are being sued. The kids went to school to get an education, to gain university entrance, and to further their talents in the performing arts, which what's a school's supposed to be. But they didn't get the education they were expecting. Some of them found they weren't on track to get qualifications they signed up for. The subjects they were expecting to do were cancelled. Qualifications weren't offered in their place, and they weren't up to university entrance standard. There weren't enough classes being offered, so parents pulled their kids out of the school and they've had to take them elsewhere to get their education. One of the parents has told me that their child is now a year behind in her schooling and she's having to catch up with her peers. Her parents are being sued. What an advertisement, what for the poster child of the charter school model.
The time for this debate has expired. I call on Government Orders